If you can create an advantage off the dribble against good defenders, and you can do it consistently, then you're worth your weight in platinum. This is something that very few are able to do consistently. This is episode 1 of Elite Breakdown. I'm going to be breaking down a specific move you can use to create an advantage, and it's called the Super Shake. This is one of my favorite moves. I've used it for many years, and I'm going to be breaking down clips I have of the Super Shake that I performed against live defenders, and I'm going to be breaking down what made them successful, why they were effective, and hopefully you can learn some things that you can apply to your game. I'm John Hildebrandt, also known as SuperHandles.
SuperHandles is tough, man.
Definitely the hardest player I've ever had to guard.
Very serious, very serious.
My man John right here, best ball handler in the country, hands down.
While the situations may be different in the clips you're about to see, and the setups may vary, the Super Shake is performed in all of them. And the Super Shake is a combination of 2 consecutive between the legs dribbles under the same leg. While it sounds simple, just 2 dribbles under the same leg, I found that it's very rare for players to be able to do it successfully and be able to create an advantage off the dribble. As you can see in this first clip, the defender picked me up well out on the perimeter. Now there are 3 core strategies to creating an advantage off the dribble. These are super handle strategies, but these are the 3 core strategies. Number 1, attack and react. This is one that I broke down in my video Super Moves, which first came out in 2009. But attacking and reacting, attack off the dribble and then react based upon how the defender responds. There can be overlap between these 3 strategies, but attack and react is the first one. The second core strategy is to deceive, freeze, and exploit. And the third core strategy is to make your defender move. This is something my dad taught me when I was very young. My dad would often set up one-on-one games for me to play against adults, and he'd be watching and yelling, "John, you didn't make a move. You need to make your defender move." But anyway, back to this clip. In this situation, I instantly attacked off the dribble. I performed the cross jab. And then, as you see, the defender was moving hard, attempting to cut me off. I saw this, and I instantly put the ball between my legs. Now, if you notice at this point, I hesitate, and the defender is momentarily relaxed. He's frozen. So in my eyes, he was in a susceptible position for a violent maneuver. I briefly mentioned the 3 core strategies, but I have other strategies within those. One of which is the slow to violent strategy. Right here, notice that I've slowed down. The defender has slowed down as well. And I'm gonna execute a violent maneuver. That's the Super Shake. And it's much more than just putting the ball twice between the legs. The first dribble between the legs, as you see here, is violent. And that's key. If you wanna sell the fake, you gotta have a violent maneuver. At least you really do if you wanna be able to consistently do it against good defenders. So notice that the dribble is pounded hard. I pounded it hard, and I darted my body hard in the direction of my fake. And this includes the lead foot, the upper body, the head, and the ball. The ball is moved that way as well, but notice that I didn't let the ball go up very high. Why is this? Well, if I let it go up really high here, I'm gonna be slower getting the ball back. So if I can sell the fake hard without letting the ball go high, well, hey, I have an advantage if I can just quickly cross it back the other way. And that's what happened here. So this is a violent fake and then a very rapid change of direction. The transition between the 2 dribbles was very quick. It wasn't delayed. And notice that this fake made the defender move. And then I was moving in the other direction. The explosion out of this one was lateral, as you can see. I was just in front of that hash mark there, and then actually went backward a little bit during the crossover step to create space and got the shot off. But following the Super Shake, various actions can be taken. You could explode off the dribble. You can execute a crossover step and shoot a jump shot. You could do an immediate jumper. And I'll show you an immediate jumper at the end of this video. But those are the core reasons that that was effective there. There was a hard attack. The defender was moving. Then I abruptly stopped and hesitated, and the defender slowed down. Then boom, right into the Super Shake. I've been super shaking for a long time, and here's a clip from the fall of my 8th grade year. I was playing against an adult, and he could really play defense. He was strong, he was quick. And notice here that I went from slow right into the Super Shake. Slow to violent. That's that strategy, slow to violent. And notice that the fake was violent. Notice how he was initially playing me. Look at his feet. When I did the super shake, he took a step back and then he slipped. But that was an advantage created right there. A hard fake and then back through the legs. And then I got the shot off quickly. But that's an example of the slow to violent strategy in action. Boom, boom, back the other way. Now, it's easier said than done. This is something I still work on to this day. One situation in which you can use the super shake is to set up a pick and roll. I love doing this. And here's a clip from my senior year of high school when we were playing at home against Nestucca. I like using the super shake in a variety of different situations, but one of which is to set up a pick and roll. So if you're looking to set up your defender for a pick and roll, the super shake is a terrific option. So as you can see here, I abruptly got into the super shake, the defender reacted, and I had an advantage. Here's another clip from my senior year of high school. The defender guarding me here was a very good defender. He ended up playing in college and he was known for his defense. But as you can see, he was forcing me to my right, trying to keep me on the right side. And I knew this. I did the super shake to get him to move over, and this opened the lane up for me on the attack. So it's critical to not only look at your defender, but also the other defenders on the court, and also know where your teammates are. But as you can see here, I abruptly got into the super shake, made it violent, and then I was going in the other direction. So that rapid 2-dribble combo is key, but prior to that, the dart fake needs to be hard. Here's another angle of the same move that my friend Caleb Kearns sent me fairly recently, and I'm delighted that he did. But you can see the super shake from this angle and an explosion.
Yeah, that was sick.
This next clip was from when I was in college, and notice that the defender is aggressively pursuing me. I knew that this could be an advantageous time to perform a violent fake, and that's what happened here. The defender was being aggressive, he was pursuing me, and since he was coming towards me, the super shake was a terrific option. The fake was violent, the defender moved, and space was created for the pass I was looking to make. This next clip is from a game at the barn, and Chuka was guarding me. Chuka is a phenomenal defender. Through the years, he's been tasked with guarding very high-level players, some of whom are now in the NBA. In this particular situation, as I approached him off the dribble, he was in reaction mode, meaning he wasn't the aggressor as the defender was in the previous clip. He was in reaction mode. And then I put the slow to violent strategy into action. I briefly hesitated with the dribble, then boom, super shake. This fake was a hard fake. I wanted to make him move, that was my intention. I wanted to sell the drive to the left and then quickly come back the other way. Notice how violent the fake is, and then also how quick the second dribble is. Then a crossover step was taken, followed by a jumper. An advantage was created, and that's what it's all about. Now in this last clip, I approached my defender off the dribble, then hopped, 2-foot tapped, then performed the super shake. The slow to violent strategy is being executed here, but notice how long the hesitation is, and notice how the footwork changes. I did a 2-foot tap in between the hop and the super shake. Notice that the defender was in reaction mode. I was moving at a slower speed, then boom, right into the super shake. I like to use various foot taps with hesitations. I like to change it up in order to be as unpredictable as possible. This was a long hesitation. The defender was in reaction mode. The defender was relaxed, and then boom, right into the violent super shake. Notice that this caused the defender to react. The defender stepped back, and then I had more space for a shot. So I immediately went into the shot without taking any additional hops or dribbles. That's a shoe pinned jumper. Super shake, the right foot pinned to the floor, jump shot. So as you can see, the super shake is much more than just 2 dribbles under the same leg. The setup can vary, the footwork can vary, the timing can vary. But a couple things that are constants are a violent fake mixed with a quick transition between the 2 dribbles. If the fake isn't violent or the transition between the 2 dribbles is slow, then you'll be less likely to be successful against good defenders. One thing I learned from a young age that regardless of what move I execute, I need to be ready to counter. So this means that it's critical to keep the option open to override the initial plan. This means to not be tied to something that's very specific, such as I'm going to super shake and shoot a jump shot. You need to be able to assess in the moment and then counter and exploit your defender instantly. That's the aim anyway. So my dad and my mentor, Bruce Moore, they used to set up one-on-one games for me against adults. My dad would even pay people to come play me. So it was something that I grew up doing and I still do to this day. Love the competition in the barn. We often play 2-on-2, and that's like one-on-one with a help defender, but you can also set up your teammate. So you have the passing element, which is great, but there's also help defense. So I'm quite fond of it. Hopefully you learned something in this episode of Elite Breakdown. This is the first episode. If this is something you'd like to see more of, or if you have questions on anything you saw in this video about the Super Shake, let me know. God bless you. Much love to you. And I hope to see you soon.